Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do an updated review video comparing my Garmin watch and my Oura ring. I do wear both. I've had both now for 3 years. I think I got them in 2021. So I have done very short, quick reviews on Instagram. I wanted to make a little bit more of an in-depth video because I still get questions on both of them all the time. Especially now, I feel like wearables are such a popular thing. Like most people have some type of wearable device on them. So let's get into why I chose both of these things, if I would purchase them again, all of that. If you're new here, hello, I'm Alessandra. I'm a mom of 2. I own 2 businesses. I'm a wife. I love to run. I love to lift. I love to do all the things. Welcome. This is an unbiased review. I did purchase both of these with my own money 3 years ago, so this is not sponsored in any way at all whatsoever. We are going to start with the Garmin. This is the Fenix 6S Pro Solar, I believe is the official name of it. They don't sell this actual version anymore because they have the newer one, which is the same thing, but it's the 7S, I believe. It might have a few upgrades, so if you want to look into that. But as I mentioned, I got this back in 2021 when I was starting to just do some more outdoor activities like hiking. I was doing a little bit of running back then, nothing serious, but I mainly just wanted a GPS watch that tracked any of my outdoor endurance type stuff and had the GPS capabilities, which this one had. It also, since it is a solar edition, it is charged by the sun, which is really cool. And I thought that was just like an additional perk. It's definitely not something that you need per se, but I think it definitely, like if you're somebody who goes camping or backpacking or is outside for long periods of time, it just makes sense. This is definitely an investment piece. Obviously, I think I paid $6.99 for it. I don't think that I would buy this one again, if I'm being completely honest, just because I don't think I use it to its full capability for what I do. Especially nowadays, Garmin has other watches that are just as cute and do all of the things that I would need them to do. Like the Forerunner series is great. So just knowing what I know now as far as like what I would personally use it for, I don't think I would purchase the 6S Pro Solar again. And honestly, the only reason I got this one back in the day was because it was the cutest one. I wanted a watch that was not like my previous Apple Watch, that looked really nice on. I wanted it to like go with my outfits and not look like a smartwatch, which this, I will say, meets that completely. And that's really the main reason, on top of having the GPS capabilities, why I got it. So what I use this for now today, I wear it pretty much every day again at this point, but I use it to track my runs. I use it to track my hikes. I use it if we go paddleboarding, any type of endurance work, whether it's on the treadmill or outdoors, is what I use this watch for. It also does notify me when texts come through, if I'm getting a phone call, when I'm on my runs or not, which I really do like. But aside from that, I don't have any other smartphone type notifications turned on. I don't even think I could reply to a text from this. Maybe I can, which is fine. That's kind of what I wanted. I didn't want all of the bells and whistles of an Apple Watch because I found that it was just, for somebody who is on social media for their job a lot and is getting constant notifications, I did not want that. I did not want my wrist blowing up all day, which I know you can turn those off on the Apple Watch. But again, just did not want all of those extra capabilities. I really just wanted something to track my workouts, and that's that. What I do not use this watch for is tracking my strength training. I don't need to track my heart rate during strength training. That's kind of irrelevant for me. I track my progress based on how much weight I'm lifting, based on my RPE for the day, which I do all of that within our SDE Method app. So I don't track strength workouts with this. I also don't wear it to sleep, so I'll get into how I track my sleep after. But I just don't like having something bulky on my wrist when I sleep. I don't think it's comfortable. I sleep on my stomach. I just don't like having it on for that. So I'll usually just pop this on the charger at night and use my Oura ring to track sleep. So you can track sleep with this. I'm not sure how accurate it is, but for me, it's just not comfortable. And then the last thing I do not track with this is calories burned, which no matter what device you have today on you, whether it's an Apple Watch, an Oura Ring, any kind of fitness watch, none of them are going to be accurate when it comes to calories burned. Not only that, but tracking your calories burned is kind of going about exercise with not the best slash healthiest mindset. Obviously because it's not accurate, but also how many calories you burn does not equate to a good or bad workout. Because if you tracked how many calories I burned during my strength workout this morning, it probably would be 100, maybe 200 at the most. But the returns and the gains happen long after I'm done lifting. So that's why I don't track it. Those are the three things that I just really don't pay mind to when it comes to my Garmin. And then as far as what their app looks like, so their app is called Garmin Connect. I'll pull it up here. I think this is the updated version slash the beta version that they asked me if I wanted to opt in with. So if I wore it to sleep, it would tell me more about my body, battery, and all of that, but I don't use it for that. It shows me my activities for over the past week, which is cool. I can receive trend data if I wanted to. I haven't opted into any of that at this time. It does track your heart rate, obviously. Intensity minutes, so that goes hand in hand with training throughout the week. It does track your steps, which I do pay attention to steps on here. I have it on my little watch home screen. And then, like I said, calories burned is irrelevant. The other cool features that I really like about having a Garmin watch is you can track events. So like in 2 weeks, I have my 10K coming up, so it tells me how far out I am from that. And then the other really cool thing that you can do is you can input workout. So let's say I have a speed run day where I have like a 2-mile warm up and then I have some speed intervals with rest times and then I have a cool down. I can program that exact workout into my watch from the app, and then it will send it to my watch, and then all I have to do is go to my workouts and click start, and my watch will tell me exactly when I hit the first 2 miles, how long my intervals have to be, when I have to rest, and it will just kind of vibrate and buzz on my wrist to notify me which phase of the workout I'm in, which is really, really helpful. So that is definitely a perk that I love about it. And then Garmin Connect does link to Strava, which is where I keep track of all of my runs, and kind of connect with other friends and whatnot. So I think it's really cool that it just automatically imports any workout that I do once I click save over to Strava. Super convenient. I like having everything in there because in Strava I track things like my shoes, how many miles I have on each pair of shoes, which is really cool. It'll give me my snapshot for the week over there as well. And then over there I review things like my pace, my heart rate, any of that stuff, which you definitely can do in the Garmin app too. I just like having it all in one place on Strava. So my overall recommendation, as mentioned, I don't think I would buy this exact Garmin again, but overall I've had a really great experience with Garmin. It does have a chest strap that you can buy, which I do wear sometimes. I don't wear it all the time, to get a more accurate heart rate data reading compared to your wrist, which I recommend if you are somebody who is tracking your heart rate. But if you're a runner or somebody who's just kind of doing this either recreationally or you train for, you know, half marathons, I think the Forerunner series is a little bit it's come so far. That series does so many things, and the price point is just a little bit more affordable compared to this. It also has, I think it's a touch screen, just like a cooler screen. So when I upgrade, I will probably upgrade to something like that, just because they didn't really have one like that a few years ago that was also cute and pretty, which again is why I got this one. So those are my thoughts on the Garmin. Overall, love it. I think it's a great company. I would highly recommend you getting a Garmin if you are in the market for it. All right, moving on to the Oura Ring, which I feel like Oura Rings have blown up over the last year. Like I said, I got this back in 2021 for the first time. They were just kind of becoming popular at that point. And I used to have a silver one. This is actually my third Oura Ring because I had the silver one first. Then I wanted to upgrade to the gold. And then there was some kind of firmware or hardware issue with my first gold one that they replaced for free. So this is technically my third one. The gold I do like because I wear gold jewelry, but I will say that it does scratch and wear a little bit more than the silver one did for me. So if you care about that, maybe get the silver. I personally don't care that much if it scratches, and like literally you can't tell unless you're this close, which most people are not gonna be able to tell that. You do have to pay extra to have the app membership if you are new to Oura at this point. I'm grandfathered in because I've had it for so long. They didn't really have that when I started, so I got it for free, which is awesome. So the main reason I got it back then was to track my sleep. Again, I did not want to wear my Apple Watch to sleep. I didn't want to wear a watch at all to sleep. So just having something that tracks my sleep, my steps, and just overall data without having a screen. I was sick of looking at my Apple Watch and being notified for every little thing. So I really just wanted something that was discreet. I could check it within the app when I wanted to, but it wasn't just like blaringly in my face right there. What I currently use my Oura Ring for: sleep. As mentioned, that's probably the biggest one, just keeping tabs on my sleep. It gives you a sleep score, like kind of like a sleep rating every day based on how much sleep you got and your quality of sleep. It tracks like deep sleep, REM, light sleep, all of the above, which is really cool. It tells me when I fell asleep, which for me is probably the most inaccurate, just because I do wind down before bed, I do read before bed, so sometimes it picks up as me reading in bed as me sleeping, but you can go in and adjust that slider if you know when you actually went to bed. So sleep is probably the number one thing. The second thing that I use it for and what it tracks is your body temperature, which then pairs with an app called Natural Cycles, which allows me to track my cycle. So I used to be somebody who took an oral temperature every day. I've been tracking my cycle since 2017 at this point, both to prevent and to get pregnant. It's just what I use for birth control. It's what I use to keep tabs on the health of my body. Your cycle essentially is like a report card for your overall health. So I'm very in tune with my body as far as what that looks like. And this gives me some really great data as far as tracking my temperatures, telling me when I ovulated, which phase of my cycle I'm in. I love it. And the Natural Cycles app is phenomenal, especially when paired with the Oura Ring, because it gives you the exact temperature reading. Whereas if you were just using the Oura Ring, it kind of, I think it gives you the average and shows you like the trend of where your body temperature was, not the actual temperature in the app. So that's definitely important to have if you are somebody who wants to use it for cycle tracking. So sleep, temperature / cycle, overall readiness and recovery. So this is kind of like your stress response, like how ready you are to take on the day, to train, to rest, whatever you're doing. It'll kind of give you a rating based on what your sleep was like, your body temperature, HRV, sleep. I feel like I'm missing one, but resting heart rate. So it like takes all of that data and compiles it into a readiness score, which will tell you kind of where you're at for the day. So this has caught when I've been sick, or when I'm about to get sick. This has caught when I'm obviously feeling really recovered or just haven't recovered well from a training session. So it's really cool to see what that score is every day. I definitely take it with a grain of salt, obviously, as you should with these trackers. There's been days where it's been like a lower readiness score for me, like in the lower 70s or upper 60s, and I feel pretty decent. I'm still gonna work out. So I don't like let it dictate my life completely, but it is nice to see like what's going on in my body and how I'm able to recover from training, from life, from just overall stress. And then the last thing it tracks is steps. I will say for me, steps is pretty accurate, but I have heard from clients, even Josh, he says like sometimes his steps are way higher than what he thinks they should be. And I think that's probably just like if you're typing a lot on your computer, it probably picks up as steps. Again, for me, it's pretty similar to what my watch picks up as. Take it with a grain of salt. With steps, with anything that you're tracking, the most important thing is to just use the device, compare it to that device, and aim to increase or decrease whatever you're trying to do from there. But overall, I would say it is pretty accurate for me as far as steps go. And then what I really love about Oura is you can actually turn off, there's like a toggle for showing you how many calories you burn each day, which again, as we said already, is not relevant, it's not accurate. So I actually have mine set to show me steps in the app rather than calories burned, which is awesome. I think it's a great feature that lets me focus on my overall activity and what I can do rather than just like, here's how many calories you burned today. That is not even accurate. So love that feature. I also don't I don't use my Oura to track my workouts. Some people do. I just don't find the need to do it for that. Like I said, I track my strength stuff in our app based on what I'm lifting, based on my RPE. I track my endurance stuff with my watch. I just don't feel a need to actually track it within Oura. You can record your workout heart rate. You can track a workout in it. I just don't use it for that. So only cons really with the Oura. Like I said, it does scratch, especially if you're gonna lift with it. I wear it for everything. I always have it on unless I'm charging it or if I'm doing deadlifts. That's the only time I take it off, just because I feel like heavy deadlifts might bend it / damage it a little bit. But everything else I keep it on for. And then other than the steps slightly being off for some people, that's really the only other con. I love this thing. We've gifted these to a few clients at this point for giveaways. I bought Josh one, obviously. I just think it's a great tool to have in your tool belt if you are somebody who is data driven and really loves learning about how your body responds to things. So overall, I would definitely recommend the Oura Ring. And as mentioned, I would recommend some type of watch if you are a runner or some type of endurance athlete. But I genuinely do love both of these items. I wear them every day. They're something that have been consistent in my life for years now, and I cannot recommend them enough. So let me know if you guys have any questions on either of them in the comments. Hopefully this was helpful and answered the questions that you do have about them, and I will see you in next week's video.